Hello and welcome to this new tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to be learning how to use Cron Calendar. Now, Cron Calendar helps you to be professional with your team because you are able to schedule your events and your activities all in one place. And the beauty with the Cron Calendar is that you can also import events from other calendars so that you are able to see all of them in one place. So they boast themselves in being the next generation calendar for professionals and teams. So to get started, you simply go to cron.com and I'll be leaving the link to that in the description of this video. Then at the top here, if you don't have an account, you click on sign up. Cron Calendar works best with Google. So you can sign in with Google. You click on that and then you select your Google account and then you select the Google permissions that you will grant it, and then you click on continue to Google permissions, and then with that you'll be brought to your calendar here. So this is the home of the Cron Calendar. At the top here you can hide or show the Cron menu. So like this, if you find yours looks like this, simply click on this so that you are able to view the menu on this side. Then this is where you now see the entire calendar, and you can choose this and set it up depending on what you want to see. For instance, at the top here, I'm viewing on a week. You can change this to be day. So if I click on day, you notice there's nothing scheduled for today. Then I can click on month so that we have the whole month. You notice this is how the whole month looks like. We can also decide on the number of days. For instance, we want to see 3 days. You click on that, you notice this is how our 3 days look like. So with Cron Calendar, you can be able to view what you want to view depending on what you want to see. You can also adjust your settings here where you can do the weekends, include the weekends, or you can decline, or you can view the declined events. Then you can also add week numbers. And then for general settings here, you can now decide on your notifications. For instance, you can decide on integrations, what to integrate in your calendar. You can also decide on conferencing in terms of integrations. For instance, you can do conferencing providers such as Google Meet. You can add Zoom and connect it to your calendar. So it makes it so easy for you to schedule any meeting. And then down here, you can view your account details. You can add your photo. You can add your username. And if you don't want an account, you can also click on delete. So that's how you use the settings part. So now how do we schedule activities? Let's come back to our 1 week view. So if I click on letter S on the keyboard, you notice it marks available times on my calendar, which are now all grayed. If I want to unselect that, I click on escape. You notice the gray areas. So if I click on escape, we are back to the white areas now. So the S helps you to mark all the available times. For instance, now with that, I want to schedule something for Wednesday 23rd. I click on that part. You notice now I can type an event there. So how now do I create an event on my Cron Calendar? You simply come to the date where you want to create. I want to create an event for Monday 21st at 3 to 4 p.m. I'll come there and then right click and then click on create event. You now notice on the right hand side, we can give the event name. I'm going to call this event name install the new router. You now notice it has been added here on our calendar. Then you can adjust the timings here. And then the beauty with Cron Calendar, you can add participants who should be in this case. So you can add the emails of the people who are to be part of this. So like I'll add that person to be a participant. Maybe I want a certain technician, I can add them to this part. And then for the conferencing, this is where you choose which app to use. For instance, I can connect to Google Meet, or I can connect to Zoom, or I can simply go to managing conferencing, which I already showed you how to access through the settings. If it's a physical meeting, like in this case, I want to install a router, so I need to know physically where that will be. You come to location here, then you can add the location. So I'll type that So you notice it gives me the details here. Ohio State University lane, I want it to be that. So down here, this is where you add documents and links. For instance, I want to add documents here about maybe how to install that, or I can connect Notion seamlessly, attach Notion pages here. So I can do all that under the link. Then down here, we have the description for the activity, busy or free. I'll click on free, and then default visibility. I can decide if this will be a public or a private thing. So if I'm sharing this calendar with several people, I can decide this is a private thing, so I'll set it private, but I can also decide to make it public, but by default it is always public. Then down here I can set the reminder. When do I want to be reminded about my new activity here? So for instance, if I click on that, you notice I can now adjust my reminder. At the start of the event, I want to be reminded 5 minutes before, or 10 minutes before, or 30 minutes before. I want to be reminded 10 minutes before. So I click on that, and then I can type what I need to be reminded there. Carry the cables for the router. So you notice with Cron, I'm able to just schedule a simple thing with all the details that I would need. So you now notice our install the router has been scheduled. So if you want to schedule a recurring event, for instance, here we had watch sunset and watch sunset. You can simply duplicate it. But let's create something else here. Let's create another event here. We are going to right click, then create new event. And I want to call this event watch football match. Then I can put all these other details the same way we added, but even with that I can still save that. So you notice now we have our football match there. Then we can set the repeat here. Maybe we want it to be a repetitive event every day. So once you click on repeat, you can choose what to do with it. So I want it to be every day, or I want it to be every weekday, Monday to Friday. I want to be watching football at 8 a.m. Maybe it's the time for football. I click on that. So you notice it has auto-filled the whole week from Monday to Friday, but you notice Saturday has been left out. So if you have a repetitive event, it's so easy to schedule that in your Cron calendar, because you simply just click on repeat and it sets itself in the time. If for instance, you notice here we have lunch at the same time. And then the beauty with this is, maybe I know on Wednesday I'll not be able to go for lunch at 2 p.m. because I have a meeting there. So I want to go for my lunch at 1 p.m. I can simply come here and drag that and drop it, so that now my lunch is scheduled for a different time. I can even drop it at around 12 p.m. there. So it's so easy for you to move things in your Cron calendar. You can drag and drop. So finally, on this side, this is where you add your accounts, and then you can decide whether to see birthdays and holidays for your country, and then you can add a calendar account. Let's say for instance, I have another account where I have scheduled so many other activities. So I can simply add that directly here. You simply click on add calendar account, and then you come and add the email for the account that you want to add here. And then with that, you will have added your calendar account. Finally, you can change the colors for your events so that they can look different. For instance, I want this watch sunset to be a different color. I right click and put maybe red, so that now the watch sunset will have that color. So you notice now the difference. I want the one for watch football for this Monday to be purple. I click on purple, and then it asks you, if you edit the repeat event, do you want to change this event or all events to purple? I want all events to be changed to purple. I click on that and then click on save event. So you now notice how our event for watch a football match looks like. So I can have the same color for the same activity, and then so that it can be different for different activities. So that is how you use Cron calendar. I hope this has been helpful. Kindly like this video, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel.